Good evening, race fans. Welcome to tonight's feature event, the Smeel Racing Designs 125, presented by the Late Night Rebels. And tonight we're at the virtual Bristol Motor Speedway. It's Bristol, baby. It's going to be 125 laps around the half-mile high-banked raceway, high-octane. As always, on behalf of Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, the original Rebels Racing League, I'm James East, bringing the action 1080p, 60 frames a second, as these guys are going to put on quite the show here tonight. It is single-car qualifying about to make its way, and once again, it is something a little bit different here tonight. It is a one-lap qualifying session. So you can watch Dakota Camper, the number 3 machine, go out for his one-timed lap. And man, oh man, is it going to be exciting tonight, as it is nothing but action here at Bristol, the modern-day Coliseum. And who's going to get through tonight unscathed? It's 125 laps, 2 sets of tires, and 1 quick repair at these racers' disposal. As Dakota Camper, not happy with his outlap there, going to bring it back into pit lane and maybe try once more. As again, these guys only have one time lap to make it happen. Rice puts it on top of a provisional pole in the number 42 machine with a 15.07, 0.4 of a second faster than Peyton Johnson and the number 15 machine. The good news for these racers, hey, at least it's a quick qualifying here tonight, only 1 lap. As we're going to watch Dakota Camper with his 1 flying lap here at Bristol. The sun is shining, the track is slippery, but man, does that number 3 machine look great from Dakota Camper. As let's see what he can do with his 1 flying lap. It's still Clint Rice on top of provisional pole. Dakota Camper good enough for a 3rd spot so far in the number 33 machine. Aptly numbered. We've got Jason Lottridge out there in the number 48. And it's going to be quite the busy race here tonight. As it looks like we're going to be in excess of 25 drivers. Lottridge trying to run that high line. May have made contact with the wall depending on qualifying scrutiny. That 1 light brush may be enough to disqualify you from qualifying. So let's see. Lottridge will not get a time on the board, as that wall contact unfortunately not allowing him to put down any qualifying times. And again, with a 1 lap qualifying, that was his one and only shot out here tonight to put down something. So we've got 16 drivers that have put down qualifying so far, and about another 10 that have not put down a time yet. "13 drivers have yet to put down out of time, so that'll be 29 drivers out on the raceway tonight. We've got Garrett in the number 13 machine, getting ready to start his qualifying run. He's got about 2 minutes left in qualifying to make something happen. So let's see if we see number 13 put down any lap times here tonight, or if he's just going to wait it out and see what the other competitors do here. Time is running out, though, so I'm not sure what we're going to see, as he's still hanging out on pit lane. As 45 seconds left, it's only a 15-second lap time, but not sure what Garrett is doing in the number 13 machine, if we're going to see a qualifying run from him or not. Or if he's just going to sit there on pit lane to flex in that beautiful paint scheme. We've seen 17 drivers put down qualifying time. A handful have attempted to go out and were unable to put down any sort of lap times. But with less than 15 seconds left to go, I don't believe you're going to see Garrett, number 13, able to put down a lap time here at all. We'll be right back as we get ready to take it to tonight's grid. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, so after a large portion of the field not making it to qualifying, we are going to get gridded up and underway. It's Clint Rice starting on pole tonight, and the number 42. You've got Peyton Johnson starting second, Dakota Camper third, Bill Stringfellow fourth, Kai Shappert starting fifth, the Shappy Edits machine out there tonight, the number 43, Brett Grunwald, the number 6, Jason Rockefeller starting seventh, Brett Redder starting eighth, Justin Wilkinson ninth, Isaac Wilson 10th. You've got Danny Chandler starting 11th, Jeff Hinkle starting 12th, Jeff Paisley starting 13th, another one of the Arcadia Motorsports drivers, Jamie Dobbs starting 14th. Ryan Williams will be starting 15th tonight, Kenneth Farmer starting 16th, Michael Smith 17th in tonight's lineup, Steve Loving starting 18th, Kiernan Church 19th, Alan Wernicke starting 20th. Garrett Kender starting 21st, Jerry LeGrand 22nd, Michael Morrison starting 23rd, Jason Lottridge 24th. Then you've got Josh Oswald starting 25th, Larry Ashby 26th, Kyle Roberts starting 27th, Dave Jones starting 28th, and then Charlie Gates Jr. starting 29th to round out our field tonight. And boy, it's going to be exciting here at Bristol. It's going to be Clint Rice, Peyton Johnson, your front row here tonight. We just got reports to some of our favorite drivers on pit lane hanging out with us tonight that Kender was the Rebels truck winner on Sunday, and he won the Dirt Invaders race tonight. So even though the number 13 did not put down a qualifying time, somebody to keep an eye on throughout the night as he's been very, very quick. But let's get ready to start this party here at Bristol. As our trackside cameras will be bringing you all the action. As, man, the sun is blaring down on the concrete here today. And I'm not sure where we're going to see, if we're going to see any green flag runs at all, or if it's going to be marred by cautions like we saw at Phoenix and Pocono. Now, as Phoenix, we saw a bit of a bloodbath from all of our competitors. So pace car is in. All eyes on Peyton Johnson, Clint Rice up front. And man, oh man, what a busy racetrack is it going to be. Peyton Johnson gets a great launch. He's going to take the race lead. Bill Stringfellow in second, Clint Rice third, Dakota Camper fourth. And we're going to cycle just a little bit further back in the field as they're going side by side. You're watching Brett Grunwald, the number 5 machine. Behind him, he's got Jason Rockefeller, Brett Redder going side by side through the high banks. As man, oh man, what a tight raceway for all these drivers to try and navigate around. Jason Rockefeller in the 09 always has some of the cleanest paint jobs we see week in to week out. Always love looking at that car. As I don't want to jinx it, but it looked like we've broken down into single file action here for a little while. If we can get some good green flag runs, once the cars tighten up, you'll see a little bit less aggression from some of our competitors. But right now, they are clicking them off, making it look easy. But nope, we spoke too soon. The commentator's curse strikes once more. And we're going to bring out the first caution of the night. That's going to be Kyle Roberts involved. Let's grab you that Smeal Racing Designs instant replay. So you're watching Kyle Roberts and the number 35, the Denny's sponsored Toyota Camry. Let's see what happens here. It looks like he just gets a little bit loose coming out of turn 4. And that's one bad thing about Bristol is there is not a lot of room to spin it around. And he goes hard, hard, hard in the wall. We'll be back in just one quick second. We'll do a quick graphical change, see if we can fix that overblown camera. Talk to our crew, our camera crew. Maybe adjust the exposure on those cameras. We'll be right back. Super quick break here. All right, we've talked to our camera crew out there tonight. Unfortunately, that's just Bristol, that concrete looking Snow White in front of you. And that's just the curse of Bristol. You get that high sun, it gets that glare off that raceway and kind of looks overexposed at moments. And these drivers facing the same conditions as you at home, that glaring light here at Bristol. Concrete is always a tricky surface for all of these competitors, as it acts very, very different from some of the asphalt tracks they run all season long. So it's going to be Peyton Johnson, Bill Stringfellow, your front row. Behind them, Clint Rice, Dakota Camper, second row. Then you've got Kai Schappert, Brett Grunewald, our third row. A whole lot of very fast and talented drivers out here today. Out of 29 drivers starting, you've got 27 still on track. Dave Jones, Charlie Gates Jr. showing his did not starts here tonight. And let's see what's going to happen. Pace car will be in this time by as we get ready to relaunch them for the first time tonight, the first restart. Peyton Johnson with a massive launch over Bill Stringfellow, the number 38 machine. Clint Rice trying to make an early move in the number 42. He looked at the inside of the number 38 Bill Stringfellow, but drops back to the high line to throw a little quick block on Dakota Camper, the number 3 machine. Behind them, you've got Brett Grunewald. He's going side by side with Kai Schappert. Schappert's on the inside line in the 43. Grunewald was in the high line in number 5. And look at the shuffling and weaving going on as everyone trying to get a groove sorted. Here comes the 09. Jason Rockefeller gets a huge drive by Schappert's number 43 machine. And we have the second caution of the night as Jerry LeGrand goes for a spin. Jerry LeGrand, he is the number 28 machine on the bottom of your screen. The black and baby blue car with the bright fluorescent number 28. Let's see what happens here. He's got the 23 machine on his high line. That's Jeff Hinkle in the Chevrolet. The white and red car. Let's see what happens with LeGrand here. I think we've got more crashing going on. We got to go back live real quickly. That may have been the field rapidly checking up as we show a flurry of crashes on screen. I believe what it was the field having to rapidly check up and come to a complete stop. So we're going to take it back to Jerry LeGrand's crash. The live time and scoring, sometimes if it shows drivers stopping where they're not normally supposed to be stopped, it will trigger a crash on the timing. And look at that. The number 28 machine goes for a ride all by himself. And unfortunately, Graham's going to take some hard damage out here tonight. The good news is these guys are still clicking off 24, 25-second lap times under caution. So we're going to blister through 125 laps here tonight, even if they're doing the I-pacing all the way through. Now, as the guys get more familiar with the track and how everybody's going to be driving, the runs will increase out here tonight. And it'll only get better and better. We've seen some spectacular green flag runs from the original Rebel Racing League late night series, where I believe it was Auto Club. We went green from start to finish. That was Larry Ashby, number 34 machine, getting his lucky dog and trying to get back on the lead lap. No, so that is, again, the second caution for tonight. And Bristol, always exciting. We got a report from one of the racers out there tonight that the pace car has been doing kind of weird things for these guys all night long. I believe what happened is once that crash came out, the crash car was actually behind the pace car once it came out. So that made the field have to almost come to a total stop, check up, and allow the pace car to make its way through. But we're going to form them up again, double file, and get ready for our second restart of the night. Such cool angles here at Bristol covering all the action. We've got cameras placed everywhere. As the number 42, Clint Rice, looked like he was going for a start there despite the pace car still being out. So a little bit of a delayed restart it looks like. But we're going to form them up nice and tight. Peyton Johnson, number 15 machine's been getting great starts all night long. Let's see if he can do it again. Number 15, Bill Stringfellow, the 38. He's going to be in second. Johnson with a spectacular launch. It's going to be Stringfellow and Dakota Camper battling for second place. Stringfellow running the low line. Camper trying to run the high line. But here comes Clint Rice, number 42 machine. He wants back up front after qualifying on pole. Rice in the 42, the black Exxon-sponsored Chevrolet. Really, it's a field of Chevrolets. You have to go back to fifth place, Jason Rockefeller, to see the first Ford intermingling. Stringfellow and Clint Rice battling back and forth. Rice is looking to the inside line, not able to make it stick safely against Bill Stringfellow. It is still very, very early on in tonight's run, so I don't think you're going to see too much bumper banging going on purpose. As, man, look at the run Rice has out of turn 4. Gives a little bit of a wall tap, maybe coming in deeper than he wanted to. And now he's going to go to the inside line of Stringfellow, see if he can make something happen here. Can he make it stick? Not able to carry as much speed coming out of turn 4 as Stringfellow was. And every time Rice tries to make those little jabs at Stringfellow, it allows that pack behind him, Clint, DeCamper, Rockefeller, Redder, to get a little bit closer. Stringfellow doing a great job holding on. Clint Rice has been, he's back down just a little bit. He's about 0.3 of a second off of second place Bill Stringfellow, because right behind him, Dakota Camper, Rockefeller, a bunch of fast guys that are going to be charging very, very hard, trying to get their nose in that podium contention. So keep an eye on Dakota Camper, number 3. He's been very, very quick in practice as well as qualifying, but so has Rice in his own accord. So these guys are going to put on a show, but nope, just like that, a yellow will once again punctuate the action as Jeff Hinkle, Garrett Kinder, Michael Smith all involved in that incident. So you're watching Hinkle in the number 23 machine. Just unable to go as the competitors in front of him getting that inside wall. Hinkle hits the inside really hard, and oh my, what a hit! As that is going to bring out a whole lot of caution here as that collects 4, 5, maybe even 6 race cars. And man, what a hard hit. Jeff Hinkle's going to have to bring it into pit lane. These guys do have one fast repair at their disposal tonight. And they're going to once again have to check up way, way hard to allow that iRacing pace car back around. And that will be our third caution of the night. Good news for these drivers, fuel saving not going to be an issue at this point. Now these guys have to be very careful. Although they do have one fast repair at their disposal, it is a long race. We still have about 100 laps left in tonight's feature event. So you've got to be careful. If they come and use that fast repair, that's it. That's your one get out of jail free card before you are in big, big trouble if you find yourself in another incident. So you're on board race leader car of Peyton Johnson. Still doing a little bit of fuel saving, number 15, taking it easy. Just in case we do get some green flag runs here tonight. And a beautiful day here for racing. We're going to re-rack them double file, send them back out there. Now let's see, Bill Stringfellow, he's been watching Peyton Johnson for several restarts so far tonight, getting a better idea time and again of when that number 15 is going to hit the loud pedal and make it go. So I think as the night progresses, you start seeing more restarts. You're going to see Stringfellow, number 38, on the inside line, be able to time it a little bit better against Peyton Johnson, who's been getting massive starts, and there he goes again. Yes, just like that, Stringfellow not giving him as much leeway that time by. So it'll be Johnson out front, Stringfellow second, Rice third, Camper fourth, Redder and Rockefeller battling hard for that fifth place spot, excuse me. You've got Redder in fifth, behind him the 09 machine, Jason Rockefeller. And now we're starting to catch up some speed. The fastest lap of the race so far at 15.21, and oh no, another caution comes out at Bristol. Not quite sure where that crash was. Live timing didn't pick it up. The driver's going to once again woe it down for our 4th caution of the night. But the good news is for Stringfellow, your current 2nd place runner, the number 38 machine, again, he's getting more and more experience watching Peyton Johnson, the number 15, get those restarts, able to time it just a little bit better each and every time. As you're listening to Brett Redder, the number 97 machine, do a little bit of fuel saving in his Chevrolet. Just in case we get those green flag runs. A couple guys came into pit lane. Clint Rice coming in. Jason Lottridge coming in. Now, Clint Rice came in for a very long pit time. He's only in his box for 15 seconds, but he was in and out pit lane in a minute. So not quite sure what happened to the driver there. We'll get him gridded up. Double file here at Bristol. Get ready to send him out for another restart. And all eyes are on Bill Stringfellow. He's getting better and better at timing the launch by Peyton Johnson, number 15 machine. Meanwhile, Redder is up 5 spots. He's in the 3rd place. Dakota Camper sitting in 4th. And then Isaac Wilson will be in 5th for the restart. Pace car is in. Peyton Johnson mashes that accelerator. Bill Stringfellow, once again, he's doing a much better job, able to stay with him. But here comes Brett Redder, number 97 machine, trying to run that high line, make something happen. He's going to move up into 2nd here. Bill Stringfellow is going to settle for 3rd for just a little while, but here comes Dakota Camper, number 3. He's trying to make something happen because behind them, they're still going side by side. That's Isaac Wilson, Jason Rockefeller trying to jockey for position. Rockefeller on the inside line in the 09. Gets a little bit loose coming out of the corner. And now I believe that's going to be Wilkinson that Rockefeller is side by side with. So everybody letting it hang out that inside line, just not carrying as much speed here at Bristol. It seems that the high line is the fastest line, able to carry more momentum down the straightaway. But now Rockefeller is stuck on the inside line. He's door to door with Justin Wilkinson in the number 19. Jamie Dobbs, number 91, he's trying to get behind that fluorescent Chevrolet. Staying on that high line, staying glued to the draft of the guys in front of him, not allowing Rockefeller back up into the mix. And man, these guys are driving out here tonight, starting to get a little bit of laps, a little bit more familiarity with these race machines at this very difficult half-mile raceway. And you're going to see the back of number 93, Isaac Wilson, does have a good bit of damage on it already. The rear bumper absolutely crumpled. As here comes Justin Wilkinson. He's looking at the inside line. Rockefeller able to get back in the high line, then goes down the low line. They're going to go 3 wide at Bristol. Rockefeller backs out of it saying, no, this is way too risky for me. As once again, Jamie Dobbs looks to the inside of number 93, Isaac Wilson. He may be able to get a stick. I'm not sure if Wilson's damage is what's slowing him down here. But Jamie Dobbs, he also has a little bit of aero damage on his Chevrolet out there tonight. as I think now you're starting to see a little bit of bumper action coming into play. Drivers trying to shuffle other drivers out of the way, get those cars just a little bit unsettled, push them up the racetrack, and carry a little bit more speed. Up front, you've got Peyton Johnson. He's got a 1 second gap over second place of Brett Redder. Redder is followed by Stringfellow and Camper running a very tight 3-car pack. But Peyton Johnson's got to be happy with the opportunity to breathe here today, just staying out there, and a little bit less white knuckles for the driver of the number 15, your current race leader, Peyton Johnson. Stringfellow tags that outside wall just a little bit. He's going to lose a little bit of drive here. Allow Dakota Camper to get a little bit closer. Camper currently running 4th on track in the number 3. And we've got another caution as Jeff Hinkle, Danny Chandler involved. There we go. You've got Jeff Hinkle, number 23, having a little bit of a rough night here. We believe Hinkle may have just used that fast repair as well, so this may be it for him, because just in front of him, the 113 and the number 8 get into each other. And Jeff Hinkle, once again, nowhere to go, gets collected by Danny Chandler spinning across the racetrack. Let's see what else happens. I believe Peyton Johnson was able to get through. No, the race leader, Peyton Johnson, gets into the back of crash car Jeff Hinkle, and he's going to take some damage to the number 15. This could spell a little bit of disaster for Johnson. We saw him with a very comfortable 1 second gap over second place Redder during that run. But is the front end damage of the number 15 going to come into play if we get longer runs here? Or is he so good at these short staccato sprints that he will be able to stay out front even with a damaged race car? We're going to get him re-racked. Now, Peyton Johnson, he's been getting spectacular starts all night, but now he does have damage to the front of that number 15 Chevrolet. Is that going to play into a factor? Because now he's got Brett Redder to contend with. The number 97 machine is up 6 spots so far here tonight. And he is charging hard, still looking for a win here this season. We're going to get him re-racked. Peyton Johnson once again starting on the high line out here tonight. Let's see, can Peyton Johnson keep getting those spectacular launches, but Redder gets a little bit squirrely on the restart, not able to put the power down the ground. That'll allow Peyton Johnson to get out front. Redder's got company. He's got Dakota Camper run the high line. Camper moves to third. Dakota moves to second. Camper moves to second. Redder in third. Justin Wilkins, number 19 machine, up 5 spots. He's currently a 4th on track. trying to put the pressure to Brett Redder in that number 3 spot. Wilkinson wants up on that podium. Because right now, Redder in the number 97, he's on the bubble. Clint Rice makes a move on the outside line against Wilkinson. Can he carry the speed? We know that high line has been the fast line, but once again, the yellow flag will come out as more drivers involved. Kenneth Farmer, Isaac Wilson, both collected. Kenneth Farmer's in the number 59 machine on the low line. What happens here? Isaac Wilson's in the number 93 machine. That's a tough angle. We're going to back that one up a little bit, but man, look at the carnage. Such a small raceway. No one really has anywhere to go here. We're going to watch that one once more. So watch number 59. What happens? Where does he get into the 93? The 93 comes down the racetrack and absolutely destroys the number 59 machine. Kiernan Church also involved in that incident, as everyone does their best to scatter away from the racetrack and get back out there. That'll bring out our 6th caution of the night. We're about to start lap 60. And man, what a bloodbath at Bristol tonight. 6 cautions. We're only 60 laps in, not quite to our halfway mark, but you can see more and more drivers having to use that one fast repair and then come back out on track. A lot of drivers pitting that cycle. Redder, one of them. Payne Johnson still holding on to it out front, has not come in. He has a little bit of damage on the front of that number 15, but he's going to save that fast repair till the very end if he has anything to say about it. He's been able to get out front every start and kind of pull away just a little bit, but Johnson's got to be a bit nervous. Every time there's a caution, allows that field to stack up, and there may be a new driver up in the mix like Clint Rice, number 42 machine, who'll be starting second for this restart, who may have the pace with a clean race car to challenge Peyton Johnson, who's been getting absolutely phenomenal starts all night long. Now, Rice did come in on lap 35 for a pit stop. Johnson currently out front, and Kai Shappert in third have not come in yet. Still very intrigued how the last crash happened. I'm not sure if we saw a driver get loose and hook into a driver or what that might have been. And away we go. Peyton Johnson with a great launch. Clint Rice doing a pretty good job staying with him in the number 42 machine. Behind Rice, we've got Kai Shappert in the number 43. He's up to third place here tonight. Steve Loving, Josh Oswald round out our top 5, but look at all the drivers out there doing their best to get in the mix of it. But Peyton Johnson, he's got it figured out here. Bristol getting another little bit of a lead over Clint Rice, about 0.3 seconds. Advantage to the second place driver. And man, these guys are just absolutely hanging it out. Look at this, Kai Shappert, he's leading a field of drivers as they're going to go 2 wide, several rows deep. Here comes Jason Rockefeller, the Spider-Man sponsored Ford. He's on the inside line trying to get around Kai. Steve Loving up to third, Rockefeller fourth, Jamie Dobbs fifth. And there's a whole lot of drivers still battling very, very hard at the halfway mark tonight, trying to get that position sorted. Rockefeller doing his best to make that inside line work. No, excuse me, that was actually Justin Wilkinson in the number 19 machine, making that inside line work for him. He's going to try and chase Dakota Camper and the number 3 machine, but man, there's a lot of action all across this half-mile raceway. In front of Camper, you've got Jason Rockefeller running 5th tonight. He's trying to chase down that fluorescent green-yellow car of Jamie Dobbs, number 91 machine, as well as Steve Loving. Loving goes to the high side. Dobbs to the inside line, and Rockefeller's trying to find a dance partner to make something happen. That outside line seems to be the move, but we have another caution here tonight as Kyle Roberts goes for a spin. So you're watching Kyle Roberts, number 35. Up ahead, you got number 7, Jeff Paisley, going for a wild ride. Paisley does honestly a pretty good job holding on to it. And then Kyle Roberts almost gets through unscathed. Jeff Hinkle goes for another ride, and that's going to spin Roberts into the inside lane. Back out into traffic, which is always terrifying to see, as the field is going to part like the Moses Sea. And Kyle Roberts is quickly going to get off the race surface to allow everyone by. So let's see what happens out here today. We're going to get some of the drivers making their way onto pit lane. Peyton Johnson's going to come in. Jamie Dobbs is going to stay out front and take over the race lead. So it'll be Jamie Dobbs, Jason Rockefeller, your front row, Dakota Camper, Justin Wilkinson, your second row, Stringfellow and Wilson will be our third row. That'll be our 7th caution of the night for the Smeel Racing Designs 125 at Bristol. And we're going to get ready to re-rack them once again, but now Rockefeller and Dobbs have their opportunity to show what they can do at the front of the pack. We've got about 50 laps left to go in tonight's main event, as there's a lot of new faces at the front now. Well, let's see what Dobbs and Rockefeller can do on the pace car is in. Green flag is out. Jamie Dobbs is going to be starting on the left side of your screen. Jason Rockefeller on the inside. There they go around. That was short-lived as Rockefeller, Dobbs both go spinning around. And here we go. They just keep crashing. The hits just keep coming. Jamie Dobbs hard on the inside wall. I know, we need to watch that entire start again because that was something. We're going to watch that one once more. So Jamie Dobbs on the right side of your screen in that fluorescent number 91. Looks like he may have bumped the wall, and he comes down into Rockefeller hard. Rockefeller still on the gas, refusing to yield, and they're going to both go for a spin. Rockefeller checks up just enough to get his car straightened up. And then Dobbs rejoins traffic, cleans out the number 8. That's Ryan Williams, goes for a hard hit. And man, what a night it has been. So Ryan Williams involved, Jamie Dobbs, Rockefeller involved, really a whole lot of people. Kieran Church, I believe, got into it pretty badly there. And that'll bring out the caution flag once more as our race officials getting that full-blown arm workout tonight. And now Justin Wilkinson will get a lap led here at Bristol. So Justin Wilkinson, the number 19 machine, will get a lap led under caution here at Bristol before we send him back out. About 45 laps remaining in tonight's main event. Now, what compounds this issue is every time you have a big incident like this that takes out several fast drivers that do have one fast repair at their disposal, they go back into pit lane, they come out with fresh race cars, and they find themselves around 20 drivers that they have not previously battled with before. So you can have some very fast guys charging through the field, surrounding themselves with guys they're not quite used to running all the time. But we're going to get them formed up. Double file here at Bristol. Send it back out. It's going to be Justin Wilkinson starting on the high line of that number 19 Chevy. You've got Isaac Wilson, number 93. He's on the inside lane behind them. Dakota Camper, Bill Stringfellow. Several guys used that are running up front, as well as Brett Redder, Jeff Paisley. Two teammates starting on the third row. Pace car is in. Wilkinson with a great launch. Bill Stringfellow is going to move up on that high line. That looks like Isaac Wilson did not get the start that he wanted. It's an absolute massive field of drivers still trying to make their way around at Bristol. Clint Rice trying to make that inside line work at number 42. He is slicing through traffic, trying to get back up, and just like that, he goes for a violent spin and once again right back into the traffic. You're watching Rice on the number 42's Exxon-sponsored car on the left side of your screen. Let's see what happens here. Oh, that's what happens. The 34 hooks the wall. Comes right into Rice. And then Carnage at Bristol. Tapping the number 22, the number 35. Not able to catch a break tonight. Kyle Roberts just destroying the Denny's sponsored race machine. As once again the field scatters to try and get through this clean. Race Control is going to have their hands full tonight, as drivers will definitely have something to say following the post-race. Dustin's giving some love to Steve Loving out there. Steve's currently 8th on track. He's up 10 spots from where he originally started. He's done a pretty good job of avoiding the carnage here in the race tonight. Now, luckily, we did shorten this race by about 25 laps. According to the season schedule, it was originally scheduled for a 150-lap race, but the race admins and racers alike got together and decided to shorten it up just a little bit, fearing something like this may happen. As we are 9 cautions deep on lap 87. We've got about 35, 37 laps remaining in tonight's race. It'll be Justin Wilkinson on the front row, Bill Stringfellow as well. Jeff Paisley, Isaac Wilson starting on row 2, Brent Redder, Dakota Camper on row 3. Here we go, Justin Wilkinson with another great start, Bill Stringfellow in tow. Behind him, he's got Jeff Paisley, Brent Redder, 2 teammates running single file, trying to work their way up to the front. Now we know Redder has the pace to run up front. He was up there before he took his pit stop, trying to get enough fuel in that number 97 machine to run it all the way to the end. I don't believe tire wear is going to be much of a factor for these guys, as most of the race has been under caution so far tonight. And man, everybody's still battling hard. Now that's the thing, we haven't seen many incidents caused by bad racecraft. Just a little bit of bad luck. One drive will hit they'll get too much drive, tag that inside wall, and kind of poke themselves back into the race line, as there's smoke everywhere here at Bristol. As there is a blown up race car, I believe that's the number 19, having some sort of mechanical issue. No, it's in front of the number 19. Who is still out there? That is Kyle Roberts with a blown-up race car. He's going to dive it into pit lane to get out of the way. He is smoking very, very bad. No, Kyle Roberts chooses to continue going back out on track. Despite the smoke out of the number 35 machine, that's going to allow Bill Stringfellow to try and make a run here on Justin Wilkinson. Wilkinson goes to the high line. Stringfellow goes to the inside line. They're going to be side by side, crossing the start-finish line. Stringfellow still on the inside line. Wilkinson carrying just a little bit more speed on the high line. But they're going to once again, oh no, a little bit of a moment. They're able to hold on to it. But the number 35 still out there on track despite having a blown-up and totaled race car. That's got to be throwing a little bit of nerves into the mix. The last thing Wilkinson and Stringfellow want to have to worry about is somebody blowing up in front of him as they've gone side by side the last several laps, putting on a great display. Wilkinson using every inch of the racetrack and then some, pushing that back right quarter panel into the wall, trying to find as much speed as he can. Stringfellow, after running on the inside line several laps in a row, is going to fall out of it. He's going to try and tuck in behind Wilkinson, get a little bit better run, because now he's got Jeff Paisley and Brett Redder right behind him as well. The two teammates charging hard. And you've got to ask, why is the driver still on the track with a blown-up race car? An absolute hazard to everyone. Justin Wilkinson, Stringfellow out front, but here comes Jeff Paisley in the number 7 machine making his way around. And man, these guys are putting on a show. Stringfellow doing his best to make that inside line work. Gets a little bit wiggly coming out of turn 4. Able to hold on to it. Man, what a show from all of these guys. Doing a great job out there tonight in this lead pack. Once we've gotten a few of the cautions out of the way, they're charging hard. Look at that. Oh, no. Wilkinson tucks the outside wall. And they are once again going to come up to a car that has no business on the raceway. Stringfellow goes to the inside line. Wilkinson trying to make it on the high line. Here comes Jeff Paisley using a little bit of the bumper, the number 7 machine, to push him into the corner. They're side by side coming out of turn 2. Stringfellow gets a little bit loose. He goes way more down the inside of the track than he really planned, because now Paisley trying to get that high line working. You're about to see Paisley do the old-fashioned bump and run here at Bristol, as he is all over the back of the number 38 machine. We've got 23 laps to go. All of these guys jockeying very, very hard for position. And the yellow flag will come out. You're watching number 17, Josh Oswald. He's involved in the incident, as well as Brett Grunwald. Not quite sure where it comes out here and what's going to initially cause it. As he gets through the corner fine. He looks like he drifts up the track as the 43 comes down, and a little bit of net code goes a long way. That's going to send around Josh Oswald, the number 17, as well as the 43 of Kai Schappert. No, Kai gets through that relatively unscathed, all things considered. And who's going to get the stretch of bad luck here? It's number 17, spins like a top. Ooh! A hard hit from number 5, Brett Grunwald, right into the side of number 17. It's going to put heavy damage on the number 5 machine. As now it'll be Jeff Paisley, Brett Redder, your front row in the Arcadia Motorsports backed cars. That'll be our 10th caution of the night. 19 laps to go. These guys out front were putting on quite a show. Unfortunately, you got some of the fast guys that were out front had to come in for a final pit stop. We're going to get them formed up once more. Not a lot of drivers out here with clean race cars. Everybody finding themselves either involved in an incident or close to an incident. Now let's see what happens to the two Arcadia Motorsports drivers, Jeff Paisley, Brett Redder, the 7 and the 97 on your front row. They're running very, very clean that final run, but they've got fast guys like Clint Rice, Steve Loving, Alan Wernicke, Jason Rockefeller right in tow. Pace car is in. Keep an eye on the matching paint schemes of the 7 on the left side and the 97 on the inside. Green flag is out, and oh no, that's not a good start. That is awful. Oh no, Jeff Paisley on older tires sends it sliding into turn 1. And oh man. So Paisley just gets a little bit loose with those fresh tires, and things get very, very bad for everybody very quickly. You see Paisley gets on it and just doesn't able to collect it. That's going to collect the number 42 as well. And then the story of the night, he gets spun around the top here at Bristol. And just getting punted out of the way, bumper car style, as the entire field was there with nowhere to go. So now Redder has lost his teammate and the support up there up front. Now he's got Steve Loving starting second, Alan Wernicke third, Jason Rockefeller fourth, Kieran Church fifth. And once again, bless his heart, the number 35 with a blown-up race car, mangled all to bits. Total disregard for the meatball, but he's still out there burning laps. He's almost back on the lead lap, so you got to give him credit, I guess. It's 14 to go. It's going to be a final sprint to the end, possibly punctuated by a couple more cautions. Now, if this was Call of Duty and we were calling cautions, they're getting very, very close to one of those streaks, so they are still not even close to the record of 20 cautions in one night. But Bristol was kind of expected to be a rough one for these drivers, and you got to say a lot of the top 5 guys doing a good job staying out there and maintaining. We've seen some great racing in the top 5, and unfortunately that last restart, these older tires these competitors are on, just not able to put down the traction to the slick concrete here at Bristol like they wanted, and then calamity into turn 1. We're going to get ready for the final restart. We say final restart. Statistically, probably not, but we're getting closer and closer to the end here, as it'll be 11 laps to go on the restart. Brett Redder starting out front, Steve Loving, and the number 27 machine. He's up 16 spots so far tonight. Jason Rockefeller's moved his way up to third. Alan Wernicke's moved to fourth. And the pace car will be in the next time by. Then we're going to get this party started at Bristol. Green flag is out. Redder gets a launch, but look at that. Steve Loving, number 27, does the same thing that we saw the last restart. Gets just a little bit rear end loose, not able to put the traction down. They're going to try and threaten to go with 3 wide behind them. It's 11 laps to go. Rockefeller's moved his way up to second place. They're crashing behind him. Isaac Wilson, Jamie Dobbs involved. We're going to bring out the 12th caution of the night with 10 to go. Let's get the replay there for you, sponsored by Butt Kicker. So watch Isaac Wilson. He's the number 93 machine. I believe the story of the night for most of these crashes is just kind of getting tied up in somebody else's shenanigans. Jamie Dobbs, number 91 machine, he was also involved on the high line. Let's see what happens here. It looks like the number 93, Isaac Wilson, just comes up, gives a little bit of a door panel slap to the number 91. And the number 91, Jamie Dobbs, they both go for a wild ride. Oh, we don't need that camera angle. This is a kid-friendly show. And then they go spinning down the start-finish line straight. Everyone doing a pretty good job locking it up. And that'll bring out the caution once more. So we're getting closer and closer to green-white conditions here tonight. It's still going to be Brett Redder up front. Rockefeller has moved to second place. Wilkinson third. Steve Loving fourth. Peyton Johnson crawling his way back up to fifth. Able to avoid a lot of the calamity here today. We're going to get them lined up possibly for the final restart tonight. I'm not sure how many green-white checker attempts we are going to have tonight, or if we have the possibility of finishing under caution. Redder has a pretty good launch. We saw Steve Lovin. He made that same mistake as Paisley, not able to put down as much power. You can't even call it a mistake, really. Just not able to put down as much tire without lighting up those rear tires and getting a little bit loose. And if the guy right behind you gets a great launch, that can spell trouble very, very quickly. We're going to wait for that iRacing pace car to make its way in. All eyes on the number 97, Brett Redder, chasing the win here today. Pace car is in. Redder gets a great launch. And we've already got 3 wide at the line as Justin Wilkinson sends it on the inside line below Rockefeller. Not entirely sure if that was a legal move or not, but Rockefeller charging hard in the 09 machine, trying to make something happen. Oh, Redder gets loose. He gets into the wall. And that is going to punt the number 19. Oh, man. Redder just gave that wall a little bit of a love tap, and then the hits just keep coming at Bristol. So watch, Redder's on the right side of your screen. Bounces against the wall, collects the number 19. Actually just been the story of the night here tonight. A lot of people having bad luck. One guy gets in the wall, and then everyone else involved. And, oh, man, look at all the cars going to get collected in this one. Oh, wow. That's Alan Renecki sliding through the air. using all of the catch fence here at Bristol. I don't think there's a single undamaged race car out there tonight. So Redder's still going to have the lead here, 3 laps to go. I'm not sure if we're going to see green-white checker conditions, and if so, how many we are going to see. We're going to get re-racking possibly the final time as we have our 13th caution of the night. We're going to report there's a 1 green-white checker attempt. So if we have a crash before the white flag comes out, that will put us in yellow flag checkered conditions. Let's give credit to number 35 machine. He has worked his way back up on the lead lap despite having a blown up race car. So Redder out front. He's got Peyton Johnson on the inside. We know Johnson's a very fast, very clean driver. How is it going to end here at Bristol? Are we going to make it 3 laps without a caution? Or are we going to end this spectacular show under yellow flag conditions here tonight? Pace car is in. Redder tries to get a big launch. Peyton Johnson on the inside line. What's going to happen here at Bristol? Peyton Johnson dives the inside of Redder, the number 97 machine. Who's going to carry more speed down the backstretch? It looks like Peyton Johnson has the speed. He's on newer tires coming on lap 105. Brett Redder is going to get shuffled back to second. Steve Lovin, he's in the mix as well. The white flag is out. And here it is, all the marbles. There's a crash now. Nothing matters. Dakota Camper looks to the inside line against Redder. He's going to squeeze by for second place. Redder's trying to hold on to third. They're crashing behind him. It doesn't matter. We are green-white conditions to bring it home at the end. Who's going to get the line? Redder barely squeezes out third. And oh my, that is a goal. That is a violent hit. There's cars scattered everywhere. What a finish. Those guys absolutely sent it. So we're going to watch that finish because it was spectacular. Redder doing everything he can to hold on to third place. Number 27, Steve Lovin, trying to get up the inside line. And wait till they come to the start-finish line. That's where things are going to get very exciting for all of our competitors. Bumping and grinding, everybody doing their best to hold on to it. Jamie Dobbs, he goes for a ride. Jeff Paisley hit. Now watch Dobbs on the outside line here. He gets absolutely punted as everybody's still holding it wide open, trying to get out some pent-up aggressions. What a race here tonight. Peyton Johnson brings it into pit lane. Dakota Camper, one of the few cars still remaining out there. We're going to try and get our drivers out here for a post-race interview. And they're already lined up. Look at that. You got Brett Redden, the number 97 machine, bringing it home third. Brett, what a bloodbath out there tonight.
Yeah, that was that could have gone worse, that's for sure. But it was that was a lot of fun, I guess.
That is one way to describe it. Fun, I guess. Now, how are your tires feeling towards the end? You didn't come in since lap 59. We saw Jeff Paisley, Steve Loving, a bunch of other fast guys get those rear ends loose on the restart. What are you having to do to hold on to the traction out there and just try and get a good start despite having the older tires?
Well, that second to last restart, I spun him a little, and I backed the field up, and then I think I took out Justin. I bounced off the wall and got him. I just want to apologize for that to him. I already told him my race comms, but I feel terrible about it. But I figured if track position over tires, kind of like Phoenix, helped me out a little bit there. And just getting the run off the corner coming to the start-finish line was helping me not spin the tires as bad, really.
Well, you looked pretty good out there. We know it was a whole lot of bumping and banging. Did you have to use your fast repair at all tonight, or were you able to make it to the end with one car?
I actually did not have to use a fast repair tonight. I don't know how.
We'll call that the old Bristol miracle, but well done out there tonight. Always a great time having you on the podium, Brett. Before we let you sign off, who would you like to give a shout-out to that may be supporting you behind the scenes?
So I like to give a shout-out to Jerry LeGrand. He retired early, but him and Smil Racing Design, they sponsored this race. A huge shout-out to my teammates, Jeff and everybody, Ken and Brett and Will, which you guys don't see Will. He doesn't race in this league. I also like to thank Willie P Designs for the paint job. Whole Sheet Metal, he's our main sponsor. Magic Mike Motorsports, Arcadium, everybody. Everyone that helps this league run. Everybody that just makes it go.
Well, always well-spoken, Brett. Always a great time having the podium. Hopefully get you up here more often, and we hope you have a great night, my friend.
10-4, I appreciate it, yeah, and we appreciate your great broadcast, man. You do an amazing job. Thank you so much for being patient for Bristol.
Always a pleasure, man. Nothing to it. We had fun tonight.
Have a great.
Oh, didn't mean to cut off Brett Rutter. My apologies if you're watching the broadcast, buddy. That was not my intent. Up next, we've got second place, Dakota Camper. Dakota, you were up front. You were towards the back, and then you were back up front at the most important lap, the final lap. What strategy did you have to survive Bristol tonight?
Tonight it was just at one point I didn't think I was even going to take tires at all, but then people started pitting. He was just trying to stay up front. But once I pitted the first time, I realized tires has made a really huge difference. So I pitted with about 25 to go and took my last set of tires, and then it was just trying to have enough time to get to the front. Those cautions about killed us. About killed our opportunity to top three, though.
Now, Dakota, we've seen a few different lines develop at Bristol. Which line were you happiest on?
Well, I was happiest on the outside lane. I love that outside lane. I had to make some passes on the inside against some of those guys with older tires, but it is, like ice on the bottom for me. That's just way too loose for my liking.
Yeah, it looked very exciting from everybody's point of view, but you're able to get through it all unscathed. We've been asking everybody, did you have to use a fast repair tonight, or did you win the Bristol lottery?
No, I saved my fast repair. I think right there at the end there was a crash, and somebody went straight across my nose but didn't hit me. It was like I freaked out.
Well, you got a little bit lucky, but you're able to put it down with a whole lot of talent. Dakota, before I let you sign off, if you'd like to give a shout-out to any friends, family, sponsors, the floor is yours, my friend.
Well, first and foremost, I got to thank my wife for letting me race tonight. Tonight's our 2-year anniversary, and I just want to say I love you, Lakin. She's probably not watching, but I'll have to send this to her tomorrow. Want to thank Unchained Motorcycle Ministry for being on the car. We got a big event this weekend. If you're anywhere near Abingdon, Virginia, and you ride a motorcycle, come out to the 4-H Center in Abingdon, Virginia, and come check us out. We're going to have a lot of speakers, and my band's going to be playing that night, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Also want to thank all the sponsors for the league, Whole Sheet Metal, Magic Mike Motorsports, Arcadium Motorsports, Smil Racing Design, Butt Kicker, and, of course, you, buddy, for putting on such a great show.
Always a great time out here, Dakota. Well done tonight. We hope to see you do well at Talladega next week, my friend.
Absolutely. I live right down the street from Bristol Motor Speedway, so I'm glad I got a top 3 tonight. Hometown top 2 because Peyton just lives a couple towns over.
Well done, man. We're always proud of you.
Absolutely. Have a good night.
You as well, sir. And up next, the man of the hour, Peyton Johnson in the number 15 machine. Peyton, man, that was a race for everybody involved, wasn't it?
Yeah, wow, that was intense.
Now, it seemed like once you got a bit of a clean track in front of you, you're able to hammer down lap times. Were you at all worried about some of the lap traffic we saw out there, that what that was going to do to kind of maybe interject themselves in your race tonight?
Yeah, if I ever could get to him, I think that it would have changed. It definitely would have brought the field back closer. That's what it always does at a Bristol race. Once they catch the lap traffic, the second place car can get right back up to the bumper of the first place car, and then they're duking it out whenever they get a little bit of clean air. We didn't have a big enough field that it was going to be packed the whole race, so I felt like whenever I could get in clean air, that was really the best.
Well, you did great out there. You made it look very clean. I mean, you were up front. You kind of cycled your way out to the back with the pit cycle, then worked your way back up. What was the strategy after that pit to get back up to the front so quickly and make a charge for the lead?
Really just avoid the wrecks and avoid the damage. I got caught up in when I was leading in somebody else's wreck, and it made my car really tight, and that's why I definitely pitted and took the faster pair on that first pit stop, on the second pit stop. Because after I pitted the first time, I definitely didn't have the same speed that I had before, and the car didn't feel the same. So I took the faster pair with that second one on lap 106, got the tires, and got a couple lucky breaks and missed cautions very closely. And then on the green-white checker, starting with somebody with 60-lap-old tires, I kind of figured that it was mine to lose.
Well, very, very smart. Now, Peyton, how do you feel going from the such tricky track of Bristol, the half-miler? Next week we go to Talladega. How are you feeling with that rapid difference? Is that something you're going to be happy with, or is it just going to be playing the draft lottery and see what happens there at the end?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. This is kind of a crapshoot. You know, I felt like I had a really fast car tonight, and I think I'm fast here, but it's a crapshoot missing the wrecks. I mean, you got to get lucky, and that's the same thing in any of the restrictor plate tracks. Just got to get a little bit lucky, and so I'll probably ride around in the back for a little bit. Not going to try and lead many laps or do anything. Just get up there and hang out in the back until it's race time.
Well done out there, as always, my friend. You're able to bring it home on the top spot, and it's always a pleasure having you up in the booth. Before we let you sign off, who would you like to thank that may be supporting you, putting together those fast race cars and helping you win these races?
You know, I got to thank Smeel Racing Design for putting on the race tonight. I think they sponsored the race, so thank them. All the sponsors of the league, Magic Mike, Whole Sheet Metal, Arcadian Motorsports. You guys for putting this on. Like I told you last week, man, love going back after the race and watching you, seeing if I can learn a little thing, seeing what you have to say, good or bad, about me. And got to thank my sponsor, Pay to Win Setup Shop, paytowinsetups.com. We run a lot of open race stuff together, and they let me go out and run in some of these leagues.
Well done as always, Peyton. Hope to see you do well at Talladega and keep up those wins, and always a pleasure, my friend.
Thanks, James. Have a good night.
You as well, sir. And that is going to do it for the Smeel Racing Designs 125. We are going to wrap it up next week. We'll be at Talladega Super Speedway on behalf of Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, the original Rebel Racing League. We hope to see you next week, and have a great night, everyone.